for registering for this lecture by eminent speaker Sri Ullas Paranspe. I am Professor Dilip Sarode, Head of Department of General Engineering at Institute of Chemical Technology. I am a structural engineer and my department conducts master degree program in plastic engineering and PhD program in civil, mechanical, electrical and plastic engineering. So this lecture is organized under Technical Education Quality Improvement Program of Government of India. We are the mentor institute for Birla Institute of Technology, Ranchi, Jharkhand, and Government College of Engineering, Keonjhar, Odisha. So to benefit these participants, not only from this college, but also all other participants all over India, we have some registration overseas also. So this lecture will help you to understand how the low-cost technologies can be effectively used for constructing the water storage tanks using locally available material in some cases for storing water in rural areas. Today's eminent speaker, Sri Ullas Paranspe, graduated from Sardar Patel College of Engineering, University of Mumbai in 1971. Afterwards, he did a lot of work in the field, including contracting in urban and rural areas. Subsequently, to give back to the society, he established a trust in an NGO, Jalvardhini Pratishthan, and the Jalvardhini Pratishthan has constructed more than 350 water tanks in the rural part of India, particularly in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, using locally available material. I myself is benefited by his knowledge by constructing 18,000 liter water storage tanks in my farm using locally available material at the cost of just 6 rupees per liter. So I thought of sharing his knowledge to all the participants for the benefit of the society. Sri Paranspe has conducted many workshops and training programs for rural population, masons, local body representatives, and also conducted workshop and hands-on experience in many engineering colleges and polytechnics and architecture colleges. So with this introduction, I request Sri Paranspe to start the lecture.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I will talk on water conservation with cost-effective technologies. First part will be cost-effective technologies in a rural area. First part I will explain you how we can provide assured water to rural area. Because if we know the technology, but if we don't have a water, then this technology will be of no use. So first I will talk on how we can provide assured water to the rural area. So this is a slight different approach for water. In rural area, borewell, pond, talab, river, canal, or in some cases tap water are the source of water for their day-to-day all activities, including agriculture. Since rainwater is a source of first source of water, we thought why we should not manage rainwater and try to fulfill the requirement at a rural level for all the activities, including that is means domestic and agriculture. So what we say, unless and until we try to manage rainwater, nothing can happen. So first we say try to store as much as possible rainwater. Say if you are having 100 liters of rainwater, 100 as a rainwater, then out of that 5, 10, 15, how much you can store, you first try to store it. Then out of remaining, try to recharge subsoil and aquifer. And after that, whatever water remains, try to arrest behind bandhara, because then the water will flow in a nala to the river or streams. Then we try to arrest behind bandhara in the stream or river, and then we will use it. But all these three steps, that is storing, is possible for individual plot holder, for apartment, for group of people, or for even village. Even recharge of subsoil is also possible at individual level, at wadi level, or even at village level. And third is also possible for a group of people or at wadi people. So unless and until we try to manage rainwater, I think problem cannot be addressed or problem cannot be solved at village level. So this is a slight different approach for solving water problem at rural level. Why we say water should be stored? Because money and water can be best used if they are stored. Money everyone stores or collects, but when we ask about water, whether it is in urban or rural, then very few people are collecting or storing rainwater. So when we go to the village, storage facility per house is either negligible or it does not exist. So best example of stored water is Mumbai. Mumbai's population is around 1.5 crore. And for this entire population, all years activities, means all for 365 days, our residential water requirement, commercial water requirement, and industrial water requirement is fulfilled by 7 dams constructed. Then in each ward, Mumbai municipality has a service reservoir. And apart from that, every society has an underground and overhead tank. So when in Mumbai, we have the several arrangement to store water, our life is sustainable. My age is 72 and I am born and brought up in Mumbai. Not a single day has happened. Whenever I go to home, the water is there. Why? Because our required water is stored. But when we move outside, out of Mumbai, then the storage arrangement is not there. So the problem is there. So we thought whatever knowledge we have, we should introduce it to the local people so that they start storing rainwater and they can solve their problems. If a farmer or everyone starts storing rainwater, which is available every year. See, in most part of our country, or most part of our, even in Maharashtra, whatever annual average rainfall is there, that occurs every year without fail. It may occur in a few days or more days, but then the quantity of rainwater available on the land is same and it occurs every year. And this water is available on every land. So उसमें किसी का झगड़ा होने का कोई सवाल नहीं है. Everybody starts storing his water, then problem can be eased or solved. So by this way we can give water to everyone. So when I say we have used rainfall or what is known as a rainfall potential, so if annual average rainfall is 500 millimeter, then per acre, that is 4,000 square meter, we have 20 lakh liters of water. So when we go to the village level, we ask farmer how much land you are having and how much is the annual average rainfall. And very few people or very few farmer or no farmer has said he needs water more than 20 lakh liters per year, where the annual average rainfall is 500 millimeter. In our Konkan regions, at some places we have 4,000 millimeter as the annual average rainfall. So there we have 1 crore 60 lakh liters of water per acre. And this rainfall occurs on every land. And if a desired or a required quantity if one could solve, then I think everybody will have a sufficient quantity of water. Thus the rainfall has a huge potential. Even at minimum or average rainfall, one should store required quantity, then the water problem can be solved. So we established Jalavardhini Pratishthan in 2003 to provide assured source of water. Word assured is more important, and at a cost-effective technologies. As we are all engineers, we have developed a concept of rainwater utilization index, that is rainwater used during the year divided by rainwater potential of that land. I will not go into much details of this one, but as an engineer, we must know if you are having a land of 4 acres and if you are not using any water as a source of water, then your rainwater utilization index will be 0. So by rainwater utilization index, one will come to know how much water that farmer or individual is utilizing for his own benefit. See, at any activity as village level begins from 7-12 extract. That is what we say. And in on 7-12 extract, if this annual, there is a column number 14. That column number 14 states what is a source of water for agriculture. So in that column, see if you have a land 0, 40, 0, and if annual average rainfall is 1000 millimeter, then 4000 into 1, if a 4000 cubic meter is written in that 40 number column, generally in that 40 number column, only well, borewell or canal water is provided, only that is mentioned. But as rainwater occurs everywhere, and rainwater also is a source of irrigation, means it's a source of water. If that quantity is mentioned over there, I think the problem will be solved. Then what will happen? Either we can ask the farmer, see on your land, this much liters of water is available, still why you are crying? Or a farmer will ask her, sir, see in my 7-12 extract, this much quantity of water is there. If you know some technology to store it, please tell me so that my problem will be solved. So this is the beginning. And in an urban area, you can write it down on a property card. So writing this annual means potential of rainwater in the column number 14, which exists in our existing 7-12 extract in all the state, that quantity of water should be written on that. Village level, as you know, in Maharashtra, 82% agriculture is rain-fed. Rain-fed means it has only rainwater as a source of water. As per National Rain-Fed Area Authority, 66% in whole over India, it is rain-fed, and in Maharashtra, it is 82% land is agriculture is rain-fed. So rainwater is the only source of that for those landholders. So if they could store as depending upon the rainwater potential and depending upon their requirement, I think each and every individual farmer will have a sufficient water because rainfall occurs on every land. So now I have explained you how one can get assured water to everyone or every individual farmer in India. There might be few places in India where rainfall occurs, say, every alternate year or so. So those cases we can see afterwards. But in 95% cases, rainfall occurs as per the annual average rainfall. And if you have an arrangement to store that rainwater, and if as rainfall occurs at every land, if every farmer can store it, उसमें किसी का झगड़ा होने का सवाल नहीं है. मैंने आपका पानी लिया, आपने मेरा पानी लिया. और फिर भी काफी पानी बच जाएगा. So now we go for the technology part of this. Technical expert or knowledgeable persons available at every village is a mason. See what I have experienced, no engineer from Mumbai, Pune or urban area is likely to go to any village, even if he is paid 1 lakh rupees per month. So then how these rural people will know the technology? So I thought the mason is a person who is a technical expert or knowledgeable persons available in every village. So once he knows the technology, then that technology will spread fast. Why I say this? Because rural houses are constructed by the farmer and with the help of local mason. He doesn't need any architect or engineer. So when they can construct their own houses without a consultant or without an architect and engineer, they start storing their rainwater. I think the problem will be solved. So once he knows the technology, means mason knows the technology, it will spread fast. So we decided to use inherent talent and capacity of a mason and farmer, because farmers also have a habit of working in a farm, and when he builds his own house, he also participates in that activity. So he knows the activity. So we thought we should use their inherent talent and capacity so that once they know it, then they will be in a position to replicate such thing. So Jalavardhini Pratishthan had conducted several training courses, particularly for masons, and train them these cost-effective technologies. That is one, I will introduce 3 technologies. One is a ferrocement technology, other is ferro natural fiber cement technology, and third is natural fiber cement technology. Out of that, the second two, another 2 technologies are our innovation. Ferrocement is quite widely used even in India. Necessity to train, we have observed that anything which mason can understand easily, replication is possible at village level. Secondly, remember, mason himself is a farmer. He doesn't do masonry all 365 days. During monsoon, he has his own land, so he cultivates that land. So mason is a farmer himself. So he understands better or knows the requirement of water for different agricultural activities of that area better than a contractor or a consultant or government agency which are outsiders. Let me tell you, this is straight. So mason is a local person, he knows, he understands it. Hence, if we train a mason how to construct or how to build a storage structure, since he himself is a farmer, he can fulfill the requirement of that village with locally available material, with appropriate rural technology. Then problem how to store water or water can be solved or is. Storage structure built by a mason with the help of farmer will be very cost effective, because in our city area or even in other area, first we appoint a consultant, okay? Then consultant prepares something, then we appoint a contractor. Then contractor goes to the site and he constructs it. So here we are eliminating these both things. We are eliminating consultant also and contractor also. So the structures built by the mason with the help of farmer, remember, will be definitely cost effective than the contractor, consultant or government agency. So these are the 3 technologies. Now I explain you how one can give assured water to practically everyone in India. First is the ferrocement technology. Second is the ferro natural fiber cement technology. In this, we have used natural fibers. We have replaced chicken meal by natural fibers. And third is natural fiber cement technology. So we'll begin with this ferrocement technology. Ferrocement technology is basically chicken mesh plus mortar. Chicken mesh plus mortar. Chicken mesh, I think everybody knows it. But as chicken mesh doesn't stand on its own, what we do is we knit it on both sides of, this is a weld mesh. we knit it on both sides of this weld mesh, tie it properly, and over that we apply a mortar, that is cement and sand in 1:3 proportion and water cement ratio as a 0.4. And then this material is cured for a specific period, as in case of RCC, and then the structures can be used in. So now here I'll show you one video of ferrocement tank construction, and then I will explain you further things. See, this is a slow motion. See, basically now here you are seeing that is weld mesh and chicken mesh. This is written in Marathi, but chicken mesh is wrapped on both sides of weld mesh cape, and then it is knitted properly. Afterwards, see, whenever we have to construct a tank, we must construct a plinth over it, because this is a procedure to show how one can construct a tank above ground. So if you want to construct a 6 feet dia and 4 feet in a height tank, then you will have to construct a plinth of 8 feet dia and 1 feet above ground. So this is the plinth construction. This is a curing of those plinth or zote, that is what we say in Marathi. So after curing is there, then see now here you will see we have kept this chicken mesh on both sides of a weld mesh, and now they will do the knitting of this one. See, these are the instruments for doing it. See, now they are knitting it. Both persons, they are knitting this jali, that is weld mesh and chicken mesh. Next. After knitting is over, it is kept over this plinth. See, this is a plinth he is constructing, that is 10 feet dia and 6 feet in a 4 feet in a height. But as this weld mesh and chicken mesh doesn't stand on its own, we try to hold it with the help of this L-shaped bar. So now he is doing this with the help of instrument, bending steel bar. In a ferrocement, we use chicken mesh and weld mesh, and we use only 8 mm bars as a skeleton steel. So first we prepared a skeleton of a tank or skeleton of whatever structure we want. To that we apply this chicken mesh and weld mesh. Over that a mortar is applied, which you will see in this also after a video is there. And afterwards it is finished from inside and outside. So a tank gets ready within maximum in 4 days. So now with the help of this L-shaped bar, this chicken mesh and weld mesh is kept in a position that is a cylindrical shape. This is. Now he is having these circumferential bars. They are fixed at 6 inches interval. Next. See, he is fixing bar at 6 inch center to the center. Difference is the difference between two bars are circumferential is 6 inches. Next. See, this is the skeleton. So the skeleton of steel bar. To that we have fixed this chicken mesh and weld mesh, which was tied earlier. Now over this they will apply a mortar. Now he is mixing a cement and sand. It is mixed in a 1:3 proportion. That is 1 part of cement and 3 part of sand. And water cement ratio is 0.4. See, they are applying with the hand. See, why we say this technology is ruler friendly? Because in a ruler, they have a habit of applying this shell, that is cow dung or matti itself in their walls. So they know this technology. So instead of matti or cow dung, if they take the cement and sand mortar, and if they apply over this chicken mesh and well mesh, then it sets in a day. And afterwards, on the second day, if you have a plaster from outside, and on the third day, if you have a plaster from inside, your tank gets ready in a maximum in a 4 days. And the thickness of this ferro cement is hardly 20 to 30 millimeters. These are the newcomers, so sometimes we have a thickness of 40 to 50 millimeters. Say in our RCC, the minimum thickness is 150 millimeters. So here the quantity of material is very less, and steel required maximum is 8 mm. That is only as a skeleton steel. So the cost-wise, it is very economical, and anyone can practice. Here you will see this left-hand side, he was a retired engineer who has purchased land in Dapoli, wanted to construct a tank. So we said, you come here, you have a feeling yourself. You do this one yourself, so that you will be tempted to do similar tanks. After this, then from inside they will apply this cement sand. We will plaster it. See, the tank gets ready this way. And then it is done curing with the help of these gunny bags. It is kept for 7 days, and this tank gets, and it has a tap also, so you can draw water and use it by gravity. This ferro cement has a number of application. I will show you then afterwards. Now we go for the presentation. See, ferrocement composite consists of rich cement and sand matrix reinforced with layers of wire mesh held in a position with small diameter steel bars. Material is cured for specific period, as in case of RCC. Material required for ferrocement is cement, sand, water, and reinforcing meshes. Admixtures is often added, and steel bars are used as and when necessary to hold wire mesh in a position. For a construction of ferrocement tank above ground, now I will explain you there are 4 different methods available for construction of this ferrocement. So first is, that is up to 5 feet dia and 4 feet in height. That is means up to 2000 liter tank. You don't need any steel bar. This weld mesh and chicken mesh stands of his own. Now they are doing here this knitting of chicken mesh and weld mesh. See here, you will see on left and right hand side, no steel bars are required. This weld mesh and chicken mesh stands of his own as our tree guard. For tree guard, you must have seen that it stands of his own. So similarly, up to 5 feet dia and 4 feet in height, that is capacity up to 2000 liters. You don't need any steel bars. Only chicken mesh, weld mesh, and cement sand mortar, and a mason or a few days experience for even farmer. He can construct his own tank, so that if he has a stored water of 2000 liters close to his house, then he will not have to go to get water for at least couple of days or even for 4-5 days. So this is the arrangement to store water. So up to 2000 liter tank, that is cylindrical shape, 5 feet dia and 4 feet in height. You don't need any steel bar. This is the first method of construction. See, this is a finished tank. One tank on right hand side, it is in Uttarakhand, and one is in our Mumbai. Another tank, when the size increases more than 5 feet, then this chicken mesh and weld mesh doesn't stand of its own. Why? When you try to apply a mortar over it, it will buckle. So to hold it in a place, we have these L-shaped bars and circumferential bars. With L-shaped and circumferential bars, first we prepared a skeleton. And to this skeleton, we fix this chicken mesh and weld mesh. Over that, a mortar is applied, and then it is finishing is done. So at village level, you see, the mason knows how to apply, how to prepare mortar, how to plaster, how to do everything. Only thing he doesn't know how to use this chicken mesh and weld mesh, or how to prepare a skeleton. So if you show him once, then they say, "Saab abhi hum kar lenge, aap nahi आओगे तो भी चलेगा." See, that is a thing. So that is why we say, if you train a mason, then he himself can replicate similar type of structures of his own at his village level or at any place. So this is another type of tank where we first prepared a skeleton of steel. To that we apply a chicken mesh, weld mesh, and then rest of the procedure is same as I explained you earlier. So now here you will both places you will see this is 5 feet dia and 6 feet in height. First, the skeleton was prepared. To that, this chicken mesh and weld mesh is fixed. And now on this side, they are applying this mortar. This is after application of mortar, and this is a finished tank. So like this tank gets ready within maximum 4 days. This is a third type of tank where this is similar to say, you can say it as a precast, where we have an inner ring and outer ring. And inner and outer ring has a gap of only 10 millimeters. In that you are finding only this is a weld mesh is kept, and only mortar is filled up within this inner and outer formwork. And this first that this tank comes, this type I saw in Bhubaneswar when I had gone with my daughter for her friend's marriage. There they have these 3-4 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet dia. These rings are there. If you want 2,000 liter tank, he brings this 5 feet dia, 4 rings on a hazgadi. He keeps it one over another, just builds the joint, and your tank gets ready. Here the maximum thickness is 10 millimeter only. You will see it in this one. See, this is a form finish where after casting one ring, this Pharma was lifted, second ring was casted, and over that a third ring was casted. Since it is a form finish, the thickness is less. This will come under a precast type. Like this, even 10 feet dia rings are also available in our Sindhudurg district. They use it for preparing this wells. So such Pharma also can be used to construct this type of tank. So this is the third type of a tank where you have a only thickness which is 10 millimeter, and only a weld mesh is there. So what will be a casting? And if the mason or the farmer sees this once, and if he has a formwork, then definitely he will go on casting similar things without the intervention of any learned person. This is a fourth type where we have a only inner Pharma GI side. In the earlier one, you had seen 2 Pharmas, and here this inner Pharma is there of GI sheet. This is 10 feet dia and 6 feet in height, but we wanted there only 4 feet height. So only up to 4 feet this chicken mesh and weld mesh is wrapped circumferentially. And in this case, you need only few vertical bars, because why we were using steel bars? To prepare a skeleton to hold chicken mesh and weld mesh. Here we have this formwork itself which can hold this chicken mesh and weld mesh. So steel bar requires our minimum. To this one on this right hand top side, you will see the lady from the house is applying a mortar, and then this type of tank gets ready. So this is a fourth. This is the fourth type of a tank where you have an inner Pharma. Funniest part of this thing is we have a one ferrocement museum that I'll explain you afterward. Now we will go for a tank below ground. For a tank below ground, you don't need steel at all. First, you have to excavate as per the angle of repose. I think angle of repose everybody knows, means at an angle at which soil stops falling of its own. And mason doesn't know what is angle of repose, but वो बोलता है साहब ठीक है मट्टी गिरेगी नहीं तब तक मैं उसे बराबर स्लोप पे कर दूंगा. So without knowing he understands the angle of repose. So first you have to excavate as per the angle of repose. Over that you have to keep chicken mesh and knitted chicken mesh and whale mesh. On the left hand side you are seeing this excavated portion. On right hand side we have kept this chicken mesh and whale mesh. Over that you have to do plastering only and finishing, so the tank gets ready. So at village level there no excavation, there no plastering, there no applying mortar. So only thing they don't know is they have to use this chicken mesh and whale mesh so that the watertight compartment will be formed. Because if you do only plastering, cracks are bound to happen and water will leak it. So this is a simple, and like this the tanks are I'll show you afterwards a tank which we have constructed in Alibag of 250,000 liter. But then this is a simple appropriate rural technology. Chicken mesh and whale mesh is available at Taluka place. And once you only introduce them this technology, they go on doing themselves, or they can fulfill their requirement with any problem. So now we will see. We will see different uses of this ferrocement tank. We have learned now, we have something about this ferrocement. This ferrocement tank can be used for a scheme to the Wadi. At Getachi Wadi in Murbad, we have for 25 houses. What we do is we construct a one tank of 9 or 10,000 liter. Water is pumped to that tank, and as you have seen in the tank, see there is a cock is there, and the people fill water from that one, and then this 10,000 liter is sufficient for that 15 to 20 people, families for a day. Again, next day this tank gets filled up. So with limited cost, means with minimum cost, this scheme for Wadi can happen. Such 3 schemes we have done. That is one for Getachi Wadi in Murbad. Another is Bharadin Wadi in Taluka Rajapur, district Ratnagiri. See, village people, they know how to lift the water, how to do piping and all that. Only thing that they don't know how to construct a storage tank, because at village level tank means they only know silpoline or plastic tank. So we decided, as plastic is not environmental friendly, and even plastic tanks cost more than 5 rupees, and Syntex brand naturally cost more than 9-10 rupees. So if they construct this ferrocement tank, then they can use it, and once they know the technology has a number of applications. That also I will show you, and you teach them the technology also and cost effective this thing. Other at Bhaktachi Wadi in Kardat also, our intervention was only to construct a ferrocement tank. A ferrocement tank of 10,000 liter is sufficient for 10-15 families in Wadi. If we construct that, then they will pump the water from nearby source in that tank, and from that tank, the villagers will take the water. So this water ferrocement tank can be used for this water scheme. Now see this in a Kudal, we had constructed a workshop for 40 mason. See, this mason understood what is the ferrocement. First, you have to prepare the skeleton. So he thought he will construct his own WC. So he constructed on the left hand side, the skeleton is there with the help of steel bar. He fixed the chicken mesh and whale mesh. And this wife and husband and घर के आदमी जब टाइम मिले तो प्लास्टर करते थे, ये लगाते थे, और उनका हो गया. So this is a cost effective technology. Cost of this will be what? Very less. And they know this technology, and this ferrocement they can use for this WC, bathroom, even for small walls. See, this is a dome-shaped tank. It is constructed near Nanded for a Goshala. This is another concept which we say in a tribal area they don't have, or even in village area, they don't have storage arrangement at their house. So if they construct this 4 feet dia and 4 feet in a height, that is around 1200-1300 liter tank, just below this rooftop, then during monsoon that water will get collected into that tank, they can use it. And even after monsoon, if the 1,000 or 1,200 liter water is stored, then that water they can use for 2-3 days. So even a small tank of 1,000 liter or 1,200 liter is has a utility. So we say every farmer should have this 1,000 liter tank by the side of his house and bigger capacity tank at his farm. See, these are the houses constructed by themselves. We only introduced once this technology to one of them. See, these are the tanks. This is the tank at Sadewadi. See how people are working there and how people are happy over there. This one tank of 10,000-15,000 liters solves the problem of that wadi. Because wadi has source somewhere around half a kilometer or kilometer. From there, they know how to bring the water. For that also, they don't need any consultant or contractor. They bring it over there, and they have developed a good pipeline system and everything. See, this is in Dauli Taluka in Satara. People are prepared to work. Only our intervention should be that we should have a technology which is replicable and which they can understand it easily. This is another interesting. You see, in our Kardat Taluka, the mason was there when we constructed our initial 4 tanks in 2004. He just understood. If ferro cement banana hai, to kya karna hai? We have to prepare a skeleton. So his brother wanted to construct a temple and he was short of funds. So for Mandir Kalash, a lot of money is required otherwise. So one day he prepared this type of skeleton. He fixed chicken mesh and well mesh and he called me, sir, I have done like this. Will it stand? मैं बोला यार तुझे तो दाद देनी चाहिए. Even consultant from Mumbai will be reluctant to give design, or he will say, I will have to visit the site, I will have to do this thing, I will have to do that thing. Okay, some corrections were required at the bottom that I asked my friend who are consultant. But then see, of his own, he has missions, has any means, he's an entrepreneur. They can try anything, or they go and try this thing. So even Mandir Kalash can be constructed in a cost-effective method. That is what I am saying. I don't say the design aspect is definitely required for such type of structure, but then it can happen at a village level with little intervention of engineers. This is interesting when we were invited for to conduct a workshop for blind in our Varli. We have a blind school is there. So their teacher one day come to our Dadar office and requested me to tell this their student the information about water conservation, because I love water conservation rather than this technology. So I said our condition is that if you are prepared to work on a field, then I will come and I will give the information. I thought I may not have to go to Mangaon, which is away from Mumbai. After a couple of days, that teacher came and said, even our blind students will work. Then I had no choice. Then I had to go over there. And I didn't went, my wife and my daughter went over there, and my karyakartas were there. And see how this happy. See, they are doing their knitting work and everything. So this is a technology which even blind people can do it. So I am very much for this. How happy they are. If you look at them, see how they are working. this is the technology for everyone. And such technology I have not seen in our civil engineering where anyone can play with it. This is a ferrocement museum at Karjat. Why I wanted to construct a ferrocement museum? See, I explained you 4 different methods of construction. If you call me or anyone to construct a tank, you might construct a tank with one technology only. But I, as an engineer, I thought the engineering student, or if anyone has a eager to see, he must be in a position to see all these 4 types of technologies at one place itself. So at Karjat, we have developed this ferrocement technology. There are 9 tanks, and these 9 tanks are constructed with these 4 different methods. So once this many engineering students comes to see this site, then I explain them what is ferrocement and how the ferrocement tanks can be constructed with different method. And when you construct with different method, different quantity of material is required. That is the interesting part of this technology. We can, I'll tell you something different time. See, even this ferrocement technology can be used for bandaras. Now, whatever we have seen is the application at rural level. That is for storing water, for constructing walls, constructing this temple top, constructing bathroom means you can construct walls also. So you can construct your houses also. Everything is possible with this ferrocement. Once you have worked with that technology and you have your confidence to that, yes, I can do it. So in our dam also, normally our dams are at right angle to the flow of water. But here we take the benefit of a shape of a structure, that is arch type structure. I'll show you. See, this is a complete. So this is a finished product. Here also the thickness is same. Thickness is maximum 50 millimeter. So what we do is, first we have a skeleton with the help of, our principle is that first we have to prepare the skeleton with the help of 8 mm bar. So first we have to prepare the arch type structure, that is arch shape with the help of this 8 mm bar. And to that we have to fix this chicken mesh and whale mesh. Over that you have to apply mortar, and then you have to do plastering. Of course, for this arch dam you have to do proper anchoring at the end, that is there. But then with this simple technology, these arch type dams or bandaras can be constructed with the cost effective technologies. And here also again the thickness is again the same, maximum is 50 meters. Yes. So we have conducted workshop for 13 polytechnic students, 18 engineering colleges, 2 architectural. So we have covered all type of engineering students from everyone. See, these are students from Visatia. See how happy they are, because they know the technology. What we do is we first construct a tank and then we give the lecture. Not lecture first and practical afterwards. Now we will go for another this thing, that is natural fiber cement technology.
शेअर स्क्रीन असतो ना, स्क्रीनवरच दिसत असतो त्यांना.
See, this is a coconut coil. This is a ambadi fiber. This is of banana fiber. So such type of fibers. Such type of fibers. This is a mat of a banana fiber. See, this is a banana fiber. So like this, fibers were previously available. Like this, fibers still are available but in a very few quantity. But if these fibers are used in place of chicken mesh and whale mesh, then you can definitely construct a underground storage tank. So that I will show you now. So now you will see how this coconut coir cement tank is prepared. First excavation is done as per the angle of repose. It is at Guagar in Konkan region. See, this is the excavation is done as per the angle of repose. Normally it is 45 degrees in our Konkan region. So after excavation is done, they have this just cement and sand one, that is chat marne hum bolte use. And over that now they will spread this coconut coir mat, that is of 300 grams per square meter. See, this is a mat. It is 300 grams per square meter. It comes in a 3 feet length, 3 feet width, and 50 meter. So it is fixed properly with the help of nails. Then it is water is poured, and over that it is plastering. So at village level, they know excavation, they know plastering. What they don't know, they don't know to either keep chicken mesh, whale mesh, or this naturally available fibers. So once they know this here, this coconut coir or this natural fibers act as a crack controlling and bonding material. Study on this has been completed by IIT under Dr. Eldo, and they have recommended this 350 grams per square meter can be used as a for this water retaining structures. And we have constructed one 250,000 liter pond at Nere. That photo also I will show you. After fixing this, they will apply this cement slurry, water and cement slurry, and over that they will plaster it. She is applying this water. And then you will have this cement. See, cement slurry is just applying it. Then he will keep it for a day, and over that he will do the plastering of that. So your tank gets ready. So this is a simple, appropriate rural technology. Fibers are available at in Konkan region or all along the coastal line. We have coconut coir available. Banana fibers are also available. Ambadi fiber is also available. So if they are used as a crack controlling and bonding material, then here the cost is very minimum, hardly around 2 rupees a liter. So this is a see here I will show you. There that mat was there, but here see these ladies are fixing. This is the Ambadi fiber. Ambadi, that is known as a flax fiber. They are. It comes in a 6 feet long, and they fix it. Then they will apply over this water and cement slurry, and over this they will plaster it. So once they plaster it, then this acts as a this fibers act as a crack controlling and bonding material. And now this study has been completed on scale down models at IIT and scale up model also. So one can definitely use whatever local. We have used many. In Sindhudurga, we have K1 and Kumia fibers. So whatever fibers are available, they are used as it is. See, no treatment is given to the fibers. Whatever way they are available at village level, because village level people, they know how to extract these fibers. The same fibers are used. Only thing, it is around 300 grams per square meter. But then at mason doesn't know what is 300 grams per square meter and all that. He knows if he keeps more fiber, then plaster उसके ऊपर पकड़ेगा नहीं, वो उसे समझ में आ जाता है. So he understand this technology. Whatever way one may take it, but technically it has to be 300, around 300 grams per square meter. It is spread, and then now they will apply this. So this is our first innovation where we have used innovative use of natural fibers in construction of tank above ground. See, this is our another innovation where we have replaced ferrocement. You have seen chicken mesh and whale mesh. So here we have replaced chicken mesh with the help of natural fibers. Over that cement slurry is applied, and then over that the plastering is done. See, here you will find whale mesh. Only this coconut coir mat is fixed properly. As we do knitting for chicken mesh and whale mesh, this coconut coir is fixed properly to the whale mesh. That the cement slurry is applied, and say this tank gets ready. You find here this Dr. Dange is there, that singer from MJP, Maharashtra Jivan Pradhikaran, and this is Mrs. Sanika Rajurkar from SIDCO. They had come to see this. I said this is something new. I don't know whether this will stand or not. But then this stand, and we have constructed many such small size tank. So this is a real appropriate ruler technology. Study on this type of tank, because here we are using fibers as a structural members. When we construct in a tank below ground, they are not as a structural members. They are only as a crack controlling and bonding material, as far as I know. But here they are definitely acts as a structural member. Study has been studies yet to be completed. Now we will go for this innovative use of natural fibers. We first constructed a tank in 2004 at Badlapur. Now where this Dr. Sarode has taken this land, having his own farm. So from 2004, complete bonding is so perfect. It no question of any leakage or anything. We have used coconut coir, flax fiber, banana fiber, jute fiber, K1 fiber, and Kumia fiber. So we say that whatever fibers are available locally, if you use that as a crack controlling and bonding material, and if you can replace that with chicken mesh in a tank above ground, I think these fibers will have a market. See, this way the fibers are on the right hand side, this banana fiber is spread. On the left hand side, because in coconut coir, you get a mat. So it is very easy to maintain this 300 grams per square meter. But in other fibers, it is not that possible. One has to do by his own judgment. But then that works, because Mason has some, see, like this the tank is developed. We have developed many 10,000 liter tanks in our Konkan region, and few in the Marathwada we have constructed. The cost of this tank, including excavation, for this 10,000 liter is hardly 2 rupees to 250 paisa. Including that is we calculate for the labor. See, this is the experiment on a scale down model. You see Dr. Eldo and others are our Indian Water Works Association engineers from Mumbai Mahanagarpalika and Mahajivan Pradhikaran. They had come to see this on a scale down model. First study was done as a Bombay IIT, and on a scale up model, we are doing it at Nere Panvel, where that photographs I will show you of 250,000 liters. See, this is a tank of 11 meter by 11 meter and 2 meter deep. At the bottom, it is 7 meter by 7 meter. This coconut coir is sprayed over this cement slurry was applied, and then it was plastered. See, this is the tank. and study on this has been completed just now, means it will be completed this year. But one can use it, means if you can replace this, people are using plastic or ferrocement lining. So one can go for this natural fiber lining also for compound or shettale. These are the ferrocement tanks. This is on the right hand side, it is just like a swimming pool. This is a, means any shape is possible in ferrocement. See, this is a ferrocement tank at Katalpada, where this is having a capacity of more than 2 lakh liters. Excavation was done as per the angle of repose. Over that, this chicken mesh and well mesh is laid. No steel bars are required, and over that, the plastering is done. So, we have trained many NGOs also. These are the NGOs, and then NGOs have done on their own many things. Cost of ferrocement tank below ground is around 2 rupees per liter. Cost of ferrocement tank which is open at the ground, because for horticultural purpose they don't need closed tanks. So what we say, a open tank is okay, and farmer knows how to close it. So he closes it as per his thing, and then the cost is around 4 to 5 rupees maximum. And cost of dome-shaped or closed tank, one needs for drinking purpose or for any other purpose, then the cost is between 5 to 6 rupees. This cost is including the cost of a plinth. Because if you buy a Sintex or any other tank, you have to construct a plinth also, and then that all money goes to the company. The villager doesn't know the technology. Here the added advantage is that in this low cost also, the farmer or the villagers know one additional technology which they can use for their own benefit. Summary, we have introduced this technology among various groups or categories of people. You have seen from blind to normal, uneducated to highly qualified. Blind to normal, uneducated means even tribals can work, and in our engineering even doctors can work. Poor to rich means even if you have 1,000 rupees, you can construct less quantity of butter. If you are a rich, you can have a crore liters of butter. Rural to urban and men to women. In short, we have tried to cover society at large. Summary, we have constructed more than 14 using natural. Sites are different, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Uttarakhand also. We have trained Reliance Foundation engineers also, and they have constructed in thousands times. We have trained engineers, masons and others. Here I'll tell you why we have mentioned this. Jalavardhini Prashistan have constructed 8,000 liter and 15,000 liter ferrocement tank for benefit of farmer. Here we do it with the participatory approach. Farmer contributes plinth, sand and labor, and we do the supervision and we do the rest of the material. How much cost it costs us? For 8,000 liters, we accept a donation of 25,000. Can as an engineer anyone construct tank in such a small amount? And for 50,000 liter tank, we accept a donation of 40,000 rupees. So in a 25 and 40,000 rupees, you can make a one family definitely happy. And by that, this amount, you will be transferring a technology. I don't know, in a 25,000 rupees, we can do some technology transfer at a village level. Thanks. You can ask any questions if you have.
Participants can ask the questions now by unmuting yourself. Dhamankar sir, your voice is not clear. Hemant?
Hello, good evening, sir. May I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Sir, myself, Bharti Mahajan from Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering. Sir, I have a doubt regarding Bandhara. Sir, as you explained us that this technology is also used for Bandhara. So I just want to know what will be the mixed proportion for the Bandhara for ferro cement, and what can be the height and all the dimensions. Does we get some guidelines for the designing purpose?
Yes, yes, guidelines will be available. See, here just explain you here we take the benefit of R shape. And in a ferro cement, you have to remember if a height goes more than 4 feet, then you have to have a horizontal rib. And if the length goes more than 10 feet, then you have to have a vertical rib. See, basically, when we construct any compound wall, we don't construct a 50 feet compound wall in a straight. After 8 or 10 feet, we have a column over there, okay? And when we construct even our inner wall, even for 9 feet wall, we have a lintel in between. So in this sense, if this is remembered, I think you can construct this R-type bandara for every 3 or 4 feet. If you have a horizontal rib, and every after 8 or 10 feet, if you have a vertical rib, then you can construct even bigger dams are constructed in Mexico and all that. Of course, design aspect is there, but this is a simple, means you need to have vertical and horizontal rib. That is. Life of the tank is 40-50 years. See, government of Maharashtra had launched in 2000, that is Pagodi Veer Yojana. And when this Professor Parulekar, he had sent his student from Lote Parshuram, that is the Garda Engineering College, to see that. Even I had gone there. 220 tanks are constructed in a Pen itself, Pen Taluka itself. In any village in Kharpanpatta, if you go, you will find 8-10 tanks constructed around 2000. And still they are using it. It is just like our RCC only, but we followed Britisher. So IS code was not prepared. Still for RCC, the IS code was prepared. Now they are preparing it for ferro cement also. Government of Maharashtra have prepared a manual and it is available. That link I can give you. So there is no problem for this.
Good evening, sir. Paranjbe sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what would be the mix for that for the ferro cement tank?
That is 1:3. One part of cement and 3 part of sand.
And is it varies with respect to the natural fiber and chicken mesh, or it is same only?
What? I couldn't follow you.
Sir, will it vary? That 1:3 proportion will vary with respect to natural fiber and chicken mesh, or it is same only?
No, same only. We have used 1:3 only.
Sir, we can use only OPC, or we can use like PSC, PPC also?
Yes, yes, that also you can do.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Anyone?
Any questions?
Any?
Any participants, any questions? So I hope because of video, his lecture was self-explanatory. What is the percentage water leakage in life? Percentage water leakage in life.
Life is 30 to 40 years. There are many, even in Mary, if you go at Nashik, they have 25, 30 years old water tanks there. There is no problem. Even when Mr. Doshi had a factory and a paint, he has constructed even boats in a ferro cement.
नमस्कार सर, मी प्रसाद कुलकर्णी बोलतोय. आतापर्यंत अनम्यूट करू शकलो नाही, तुम्ही उत्तर दिले माझ्या प्रश्नांचं, पण खूपच छान इकॉनॉमिकल सोल्युशन्स आहेत हे ग्रामीण भागांसाठी. तर याचा लिकेजचा प्रॉब्लेम काही दिवसांमध्ये सुरू होऊ शकतो का सर?
नाही होत नाही. Because chicken
Great.
mesh is there everywhere, and we have 3 layers of chicken mesh in a tank. So for every square meter, means 1 centimeter by centimeter, you have several layers of this chicken mesh. So,
Okay.
so waterproofing, we add it.
Fine, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Namaskar, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, Chandrakant Mohikar here.
Okay.
Yeah, namaskar, sir.
So all the way from Qatar. The participant is from Qatar. Okay.
Yes, yes. I
Ah.
was about 8-9 years in Qatar and UAE 6-7 and Oman
Okay.
about 8-9
Please,
years.
please ask your question, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. It was a very good cost-effective ferrocement tank, and I just wanted to know from design flaw point of view, just formally, not seriously, but the reliability engineering under various situations, weather conditions. Do we have to increase the what you call the strength of tank by doing some additional design parameters or some material like that?
Designs are there, design parameters are also there, but I have restricted myself to the village level only.
Okay.
Are also available. Consultants also are available for big silos or big dams or even tank of 2 lakh liters, 5 lakh liters or huge domes, how to design and all that. But then this is just a introduction to the technology. That is what I say, when we go to the school, we learn 2 plus 2 equal to 4. And that 2 plus 2 plus 4 is never required in our lifetime. But unless and until we know 2 plus 2 equal to 4, we cannot go outside. So I say this is just
Yeah.
the technology, and at rural level, one can use whatever.
Yeah. It's just formal and just normal tank construction. As requirement. Okay, thank you.
Participant, please mute yourself if you are not asking questions. I think it's already almost 5:25, and he has given a quite exhaustive lecture. And because of videos, it has become self-explanatory. And if you have any questions, you can always visit the Jalwardini site, and his email and contact details are there. And on behalf of Institute of Chemical Technology and behalf of Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, I thank Sri Ullas Paranspe for a very informative and knowledgeable lecture. I am sure this technology, all the participants will try to use it, and you can always take his help for propagating this technology in rural areas. I myself is benefited because of this technology. And we were amazed. The farm which I purchased a couple of years back, where Paranspe constructed tank almost 25 years back with coir fibers, and we were surprised. The coir fibers were intact and they were well bound with the cement slurry. So this is the magic. It looks though I am a technology person, but I am sure this tanks constructed with even natural fiber are last longing. Only thing, we should not allow the water to seep through and contact these fibers. Okay. With this, I thank all the participants for their overwhelming response for the series of lectures which Institute of Chemical Technology is organizing and General Engineering Department is organizing. Once again, for all the participants, the General Engineering Department is offering programs in Plastic Engineering Master Degree Program and PhD program in Civil, Mechanical, Electrical and Plastic Engineering. Institute of Chemical Technology is one of the most premier government-aided institute. It's a deemed university situated in city of Mumbai. With this, I thank all the participants. We'll stop here for the lecture. Our next lecture will be communicated to you very shortly. We are trying hard to get some good speaker for tall buildings which are about 50-story, and for metro construction as well as cruise terminal. Many of you may not be knowing that the cruise terminal has been constructed in Bombay Port Trust in Mumbai, and we are in touch with some of the engineers, those who have constructed this. We'll be communicating you shortly our next lecture. With this, thank you all the participants for sparing your valuable time. Thank you.